Tanner, can you describe the swing of emotion from the end of the third, the goal, the callback, into overtime?
Yeah, it's always a big call our way. So when you get a call like that, you have to take advantage of it, right? And would have been real crappy if it went the other way, but no, definitely took advantage of that. So go to game 6 here.
So like just playing direct was really the big key there at the end. You know, talk about your little pass to Brett there at the end.
Yeah, it's been a focus of ours, I think. All year, right? From the face-off play to the chip to the recovery to the D down the wall, it kind of all meshed with the Howie in the pocket there. So I've been working all year, and it worked tonight.
You've obviously won the biggest prize in the game, but how does this locker room and the leadership in this room compare to when you were in LA at this time of year?
Yeah, I think it's a different, total way to look at it, right? I was a young buck going to LA, and so now I'm the old guy or one of them, right? So, but yeah, like you said, everyone here has pretty much won it before, so it's easy. It's definitely easier when it comes to those situations, and everyone knows what's at stake.
What can you say about Brett gutting this out? Obviously, we know he was not feeling great at the end of last game.
Yeah, he's been a warrior for us all year, right? So, he's been a key player. He's scored some big goals, and tonight was another one.
In a game like this that has so many swings back and forth, how do you keep your emotions in check as a team?
Yeah, I think that just goes.
What's the key to that?
I don't know if there's a key. I think it just goes back to the veteran group, right? It's you don't get too high, you don't get too low. You kind of stay even keeled, and no matter what happens, you focus on the next shift or the next period, or so be it. So that's what we kind of look at it.
You talk about taking advantage of that call at the end of the third. What was the chatter in the room, if any, before overtime started?
There wasn't a whole lot of talk about it. The call anyway was kind of what we need to focus on to come out on top, and we did.
What kind of momentum do you get from that perspective? As like you thought you were going to have to play down one, now you're going tied into. What kind of momentum do you take from a call like that?
Yeah, I think it's always the hardest to finish the series off, right? So we have to have the mentality, and they're going to give us their best. So it's going to be a good game.
It was kind of a strange play just because they reviewed it for the kick, and then at what point did you guys know that it might be offside? Like, did you know while they were still reviewing it for the kick that it could be off?
Yeah, that's a coach or a question for them, but for my consensus, yeah, I think they knew they were going to challenge it right away.